Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're back on another Hunter x Hunter review, and this time we're only doing 2 episodes. We've got episode 42 and 43. Now, I wanted to do more because they left on a massive cliffhanger, but I ran out of time, and I wanted to make sure I can get you guys a video today. So, episode starts, nothing crazy happens. It's going in Killua, trying to figure out what they're going to do about the auction. They don't got enough money. They're wandering through the marketplace trying to, think if they should buy stuff. And it is now September 1st, and they're supposed to meet up with Leorio and Kurapika. But apparently Gon doesn't have a phone, so they go by a phone vendor because, Killua says Gon every hunter should have a phone. And as they look through malls of phones, they're about to get swindled, and Leorio shows up. Leorio buys them phones, and they start telling them what they've been doing over the past 6 months. They explain what's going on with the game. They talk a little bit about Nen. Turns out he taught himself how to use Ten by himself. That's kind of cool, but that's all he knows about Nen. He messed up there. They started looking at ways to make money because they need it in order to get into the auction, and it cuts out there. We get over to see what Kurapika is doing with his little security team. It turns out that because of the fortune tellings that Neon had done, they've decided that she's not going to go to the auction. They're going to send 3 of the bodyguards in place to buy the stuff she wants to buy. In this case, I think it was a mummy. We get a new bodyguard, Ivankov, but he's also going to go with Sachimono that we met in the last episode and Baze, and they're going to be the ones who are actually going to be buying the stuff. We see, a couple clips of the Phantom Troop, but then we go back to Gon, Killua, and Leorio. They start looking at more ways to make money, and they discover conditional auctioning, where basically they make a condition. If somebody makes a condition, they win the auction. So they buy a $3 million diamond ring and basically say, arm wrestle this boy. If you win, you get this ring. Cost 10,000 an attempt. So Gon just starts faking it and starts just beating people left and right. And it goes all the way into the evening. I guess they say he beat like 150 people in a row, and then this girl shows up. I didn't realize who she was at first, but this is Shizuku. I ended up learning her name through watching these episodes. She is a member of the Phantom Troop, and she actually almost beats Gon. Gon manages to win by using full strength on her, and it turns out that she's left-handed, so she didn't even use her strong hand. But she ends up leaving with the rest of the Phantom Troop. We get a shot of them in a hot air balloon, and they're actually headed to the auction hall to attack the auction. We start hearing from the rest of the security team. Turns out, the rest of them who aren't actually going into the auction are stationed outside. Kurapika and Melody have a nice little heart-to-heart. They explain why they took this job. He talks about, being one of the Kurta. She decides she's not going to say anything because he would kill her if she did. And Melody explains that she's after a special kind of music that apparently was written by the devil. It's a cursed sheet music, and if you listen to it, it destroys you. It turns out that her best friend played it and died, and because she heard it, her body was turned into this. We don't get to see it very clearly, but yeah. So the auction starts. Baze, Sachimo, and Ivankov are talking about, all the big heads, all the big wigs that are there from the Mafia. And as soon as the auction starts, these guys show up. They're basically like, hey, welcome to the auction. Now you're going to die. This guy's fingers apparently turn into Nen guns, and he blows everybody away. It is wild. We see some actually pretty brutal scenes of mass murder. Everybody's running and dying. Sachimo tries to use his the little black balloons, soldiers that he used on everybody, and they get shot to pieces, and he gets shot in the head, and he dies. Ivankov and Baze get outside just to run into Shizuku, and she smashes Ivankov over the head, and he dies He hits the ground and bleeds out. I wanted to put pictures of the stuff in, but I thought it might be too graphic, so I didn't. Beige tries to run, and then Shizuka just jumps up, just takes her out too. She walks in, and it turns out her net ability is this crazy looking vacuum cleaner that can apparently eat anything and everything, because she literally just sucks up everything on the ground. Like, people, they leave, and sorry, I almost missed the part. After she sucks up everything, one person apparently survived this onslaught of attacks, and he starts talking trash to the Phantom Troop. He was like, "You guys are making enemies of the Mafia. You're all gonna die." And Skinny Dude just takes his head off, one shot, no big deal. And then Shizuku's vacuum just sucks him up. It cuts to, them security and stuff storming the auction house, and they open up the doors, and there's nothing there. Even they go to the vault, and everything's gone, so they should assume everything got stolen. I do want to apologize. I got a little ahead of myself. I had to cut off right there. I neglected to mention that we're now into the next episode. When Melody and Kurapika had their heart-to-heart on where they were posted up, that was actually where the episode ended. The attack is actually the next episode. It all happened so much started happening so fast that honestly it just felt like one long episode. It wasn't even that long because I was so into it. But we get a shot of the Phantom Troop in their balloon flying away, and Uvo calls their boss, and he explains how apparently all the loot was already gone when they got there. And they don't know how, but somebody managed to take all the loot from the auction and it was already gone. So Uvo immediately thinks, we must have a traitor. Somebody must have let them know, and they got it all gone. And then Crollo, I think that's his name. Yeah, Crollo. Crollo just big brains me again, because this show loves to do that. And he basically explains that there's nothing the Mafia could give anybody in the Phantom Troop that would give them reason to betray the rest of the Phantom Troop. Like, none of them are all about money, none of them are all about status. They all have their reasons why they do the things they do. He also explains how if they really knew that they were coming, then their security was ass. Like, you have the Phantom Troop coming, you have a massive attack coming, and you're going to have minimum security. They probably would have had a ridiculous amount of security. Then they start talking about the Shadow Beasts. Now, I don't know anything about the Shadow Beasts, but apparently they're hand-picked end users from the heads of the Mafia. So they already sound cool as hell. But they weren't there. So Crow's like, that even more reinforces that they didn't know we were coming. Well, Crollo decides, let's flex a little bit. Tells Uvo, go cause a scene big enough to make the Shadow Beast come after us. And let's see what happens. So they lower the balloon. They get spotted. They go into like this, it looks like a giant, big ass gorge. And they get surrounded by a shitload of dudes, basically a small army, loaded with guns and weapons. And they, they're laughing at it. And then Uvo just like, y'all don't have to join this. I got this. So Uvo Gin jumps in, and dude walks right up to him, and he's just like, y'all are crazy. Why are you attacking us? Who's your leader? And Uvo just laughs at him. Dude points a gun straight at his face and shoots. And this madman catches the bullet with his teeth because he can. And then with a quick slap, shatters this dude's neck. And he just runs through these guys. He literally just picks them up, throws them, crushes people. Like, it's disgusting. One of the other troop members literally says, it's like watching a gorilla stomp on ants. It's wild. I did not know this dude was this strong. Somebody tries to snipe him, and they hit him, and he just like, really? You try to shoot me from that far away? He picks up a rock and throws it at him, and it hits the dude in the head and just kills him. Mind you, it's the dude's fault. If you're a sniper, you're supposed to take your shot and bounce. You don't stand in the same spot and let your opponent return fire. It cuts over to Kurapika's crew showing up. They get there, they saw the massacre, and they're like, this dude's a psycho, this dude's way too strong, we shouldn't get involved. But they have their mission. They need to catch these people and find out what happened to the goods and all the guests that are now missing because they got sucked up by the vacuum. And then Melanie's just like, I hear another heartbeat, but I don't know where it's coming from. They turn around, and then we see this thing tunnel out the ground. This retarded Diglett cousin. And he comes out and he basically explains that he is one of the Shadow Beasts. And that the Shadow Beasts are now here to take him on because they're professional killers, and to handle professional killers, you need professional killers. And then out of the shadows, we get 3 more members of the Shadow Beasts, and they all look kind of wild, and they're all very, very confident in themselves. And they go off to take on this guy, and that's where the episode ends. So the episode ends in a giant cliffhanger with the Shadow Beasts going to take on the Phantom Troop. Now, a couple things about it was, I don't know what these guys do, but I hope they bring something psycho to the table. Because Uvo is just... He's a bulldozer. Also, I didn't realize it until the end of the episode because they didn't even... They actually kind of pointed out. But they don't even realize it's the Phantom Troop. They just know these people attacked the auction, but they have no idea who it is. Now, that bugged me out because, you know, if Kurapika realized it was the Phantom Troop, he would have been in there like with the whole any second thought. But now we got the Shadow Beasts going after them, and they have no idea what they're in for either. So it's just like that's probably why they're so confident, because they don't know the reputation of who there is they're about to try and go fight with. But anyway, that's the end of this review, guys. I am excited to see how this fight's going to turn out, and I hope you guys enjoy this review. If you did, please drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.